Sitaram, Sitaram. Hello, hello. Welcome to Young Reech Capital. This is live on the Bitcoin chart. We are looking at a cool breakdown happening on Bitcoin after a pretty amazing rally yesterday. So, welcome everybody. We are going to be talking about Bitcoin and Ethereum. If you are looking at this chart right now, I had taken this short trade, and by the time I could enable the live stream, the price had already gotten away from my entry price. I am in this trade. This is a live trade. So if at all the price comes back into this region, it is definitely another possibility to take a live trade with me on this particular stream. And we will be discussing some potential ideas of what Bitcoin is trying to do. We will be speculating, and we will also be quite objective on this situation because we are looking pretty good on the macro Bitcoin chart. All right, let's get to it right away. Just give me a moment while I update all my socials. Whoa, this trade looks like it wants to complete itself in this single candle itself. I'm not sure if we're going to get a retracement back into this zone, but I'm sure there will be another potential trade opportunity. Right now, what I'm looking at is this fair value gap, and going to mark out the 50% level of this fair value, and we shall see if we get a retracement. Going to quickly name this. All right, save this as well. Sounds good. So this will be a good place to take profits because there is a fair value right here. This is gonna be a good support zone. This entire region is gonna be a good support zone. So we shall see what the price does right now. All right, looks like we of all the long trades. This looks like a long squeeze. I will get to what that means in a moment. In the meantime, I'm just going to see if this is a good place to take some partials. Actually, going to take some partials right here. Going to take 50% off right here. And I'm going to let the trade run because we are looking bearish as a matter of fact. So this is what I'm going to do. Right here, we have booked 50% of our partials on the Bitcoin short trade, and we are going to let it run. Actually, I'm going to set my trade just at the high of this order block right here. So this block is going to be a crucial zone for support on Bitcoin. So we are going to just let it run and see what happens at 50%. And just going to let the trade run and do its thing, and let's see what happens. So I'm just going to wait it out and see what happens, and let me also get to why are we here now? What is the reason for this dump right here? I mean, I wouldn't call it a dump, I would just call it a rebalance. At the same time, it could also be looked at as a dump because this is what is called as the range high right here. How clean was that tap? Will you look at that? This is what is called as the range high. Beautiful, beautiful conviction at this range high. What I had marked out yesterday stream, I made it very clear for every single person that Bitcoin will be taking a potential rejection, essentially major resistance at this level right here. And look at what has happened. Bitcoin has immediately rejected at this level of 94,800. Just look at rejection. What a wick on this candle right here. That's insane bearish pressure. We are looking at a beautiful, beautiful short playing out right in front of us. This is a live trade. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to provide the trade live, even though I am in this trade. The price kind of got away from me before I could start the live stream. So hopefully we do get a retracement back into this level, and then we can take that shot again, depending on what the price is doing at this level. And at that moment, I will see what we can do if there is a potential opportunity for a live trade to be taken again. But at the moment, I have booked 50% profit on this trade right here. So this level 50% profit has been booked because we are now looking like it the price is starting to close above the 50% consequent encroachment of this fair value, which is definitely a bullish sign, no doubt. I'm hoping that we convert this entire fair value FVG fair value gap, convert it into an inverted fair value gap, an inverse fair value gap. What that means is if we end up closing a candle below this level right here, if we close a candle, oh man, let me tell you, that's going to be a really, really bearish scenario for BTC because there are a lot of people invested in longs right here at this fair value gap. So exactly at this level, do you see how the price is now taking support right here? So with Bitcoin taking support here, which means to say that there are a lot of orders marked in right here because of this fair value. And I'm going to be talking about fair value gaps a lot on my live streams, and pretty much for the foreseeable future, I'm going to continue talking about fair value because that's essentially where price always, almost always likes to go towards. 99%, course, with exclusions of manipulations and certain unforeseeable news events and stuff like that. So, so all these things are essentially taking us towards fair value. At the moment, the price, Bitcoin price, is facing a lot of pressure right here, pressure to the downside. But we still haven't achieved a candle close below this, right? Everything, we are starting to close above the 50% level. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start slowly bringing my stop loss to break even. I'm actually going to put that in right here. All right, so this is what the trade is looking like right now. All right, so it does look like Bitcoin is taking support at this 50% level, like I said, because we are at that fair value gap. This would be a very good area to take a quick scalp for a long as well. But honestly, I'm not looking for any longs right now. I just closed 50% of my trade over here, and I'm gonna just let it run. What I'm actually going to do is, since we did not get a close below the 50% level, I am going to move my TP back down here just so that we are completely risk off on this trade. We already are risk off essentially. We have moved our stop loss to break even. So just to be on the safe side, I'm going to, so that I don't miss my full TP, I'm going to just move my TP all the way back down to the 50% level, and hopefully the BTC taps this level again and moves back up for another potential short opportunity. right, looks like we were having some technical glitches, but we are back online. Looks good. So, like I said, we are now getting a very good reaction off of this 50% level on BTC of the fair value gap. This is quite a clean move on BTC, looking really, really solid. And I have moved my stop loss to break even, and at the same move my full TP right here, because as soon as I started seeing the candles close above this 50%, it starts momentum. As we are seeing right now, look at this beautiful move on BTC. That is quite the move happening right here. Yeah, looks like we are having some technical difficulties on this live stream right now, and I'm going to see what I can do to figure it out. Just give me a moment, please. All right. Well, it looks like we have got a good connection, but it is fluctuating and causing some issues, some glitches with the live stream. I'm not sure what's going on. Might have to restart the live stream. But since we have a good connection going on right now, I'm just going to quickly break down Bitcoin before I sign off and potentially see what we can do with the technical glitch. I'll be back. Looks like we do have a good connection right now. All right. Bitcoin is rejecting at the level that I entered. This was my entry, and we have been stopped out at break even, but at the same time, we had taken 50% profits on this trade. So looks like this was a successful trade on Bitcoin with a 50% profit booked at this level. I will be looking for some potential which we are seeing right away. This trend line is being breached. So before we have any more technical glitches, quickly do a breakdown of what BTC is trying to do right now. So what BTC is trying to do is essentially defend this fair value in the lower time frames. What I'm going to also do is go into the situation on BTC. Well, will you look at that? Amazing. Cool. So this is exactly what I said yesterday. The live stream that we were on was showing me some potential. Right, looks like we are back. Been having some technical glitches going on for some reason. Gonna have to troubleshoot it and figure out a permanent solution for it. And just bear with me because I've just started live streaming and I'm still kind of new to this, so there are some potential glitches that are going on, and I'm gonna figure it out sooner rather than later. So in the meantime, looks like we do have a good connection going on. Just gonna recheck everything real quick just to make sure that we have everything all right. All right, this looks pretty all right. So as I said yesterday, I marked out this level, right? This level of 94,968. Essentially, the 94,000 level was a key rejection level right here. I made it so clear that I've marked it out in red, and at the same time I did mark out a Fibonacci level as well. But since yesterday we have essentially invalidated this Fibonacci level until we start seeing some potential downside. I wouldn't take that into consideration. But this level right here was truly a beautiful key level that I had marked out in yesterday's live stream. And if what we are seeing right now is essentially a perfect rejection of this level right here. So since we are rejecting this level, I might be looking to take some potential short opportunities at this level. It's a key level rejection, and there's going to be a lot of support from the bears at this level. Essentially, a lot of pressure from the bears coming in at this level, because this is what is called as the range high of the month. This is one of the macro range high of a range, so it's not going to be that easy to break through. And I made it very specific in yesterday's live stream. I was talking about the fact that we will be getting a potential rejection at this level, and this is exactly what has happened. And to be honest, I don't think we're going to get a move beyond this. Of course, I might be wrong, where we might get a potential move above this, back up. But honestly, I do not think that we're going to get a move about this because BTC is already quite overextended. This move right here is quite, especially in the past couple of weeks, since it has been trading quite choppy because of all the news events and stuff like that. So at the moment, we are not looking to take any potential longs. Maybe for a scalp, it could do well to take a long, but at the moment, I'm going to be looking for some potential short opportunities. Let me tell you why. Have the RSI, which I'm going to set up right now. Give me a moment. So there we go. So what the RSI is telling me on the 5 minute is we are extremely overbought. Look at that. So this was when we were oversold on Sunday, this recent weekend, the 20th of Sunday, 20th April. This bearish divergence that is forming right here is an indication that the price wants to move down, but there is some kind of manipulation to the upside right here. So because of this divergence that's happening, we kind of got to see this move down, which is relatively small. At the same time, we are getting some support at this fair value. So it remains to be seen where the price is going to go right at this very moment. So what I have marked out as a potential trade opportunity, a 4-hour trade, when Bitcoin starts to trade slightly above and taps this level again, I'm going to be absolutely certain that I'm going to take this trade back into this level. We are 100% going to reject here, and that I will say with a surety because of this candle right here. Let me zoom into this candle right here. This candle is absolutely bearish one right here. This is super bearish. What a candle rejection this is. So just seeing these two candles, if I open up the 30-minute time frame, look at that. It has quite a weighty tone to it, this candle right here. So this is what I'm going to be expecting on Bitcoin to do. Even if it kind of retraces back into this zone, I'm going to be looking to take some shots up here. This would be a perfect place to take a shot. And honestly, it might not really retrace back all the way up here. Maybe it could even break through this level and kind of start going up. So this is what I'm going to look for at this moment if it kind of comes into the zone. In the meantime, I'm just going to chill out and see what the price does. I did take some profits today from this short opportunity right here on BTC. At the same time, I did short Ethereum as well, but Ethereum has been really strong. I did take a loss on so today's potential breakdown on Ethereum, which was around London Open, was right here. So I took a short here because I was seeing some potential conviction of a short trade right here, and I did look to target these lows, this consolidation area. I did look to target that, but unfortunately, I did not get this trade, and I was stopped out. So this wasn't a good trade on Ethereum, even though, so that's exactly why I have my invalidations in place, right? So this is what being a consistent trader is, just to stay with my plan and consistently go about it, and keep my winners much bigger than my losers. So that way I tend to have a better uh, and easier approach to trading rather than chasing trades and stuff. I will do a video on psychology as well, but at the moment, let's just see what potential trade opportunities are available to us. So I also took a short on Fartcoin, which is why I have the chart up, right? Fartcoin has been trading pretty well this entire season, really insane volume on Fartcoin. So I could also be looking at a potential short on Fartcoin right here. This is definitely a potential short opportunity at this level. This is what I would be looking at on Fartcoin, something like this. So I'm actually, as a matter of fact, I am in a short position on Fartcoin. My entry is essentially right here at the golden pocket. My entry, if I have to be precise, my entry is 1.1663. That is 1.166, somewhere around here. Just is exactly where my golden pocket zone is. So my trade is right here, as a matter of fact. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move my stops now. I had placed this trade based on this trend line. Now, when I'm seeing some potential conviction for a much more higher confluence trade on this Fibonacci retracement, I'm going to start looking for some potential additions to my short. So I might be adding a position into my already existing short right here on Fartcoin. So if anybody's looking to take a trade, this would be a good trade. I'd prefer to stay off of Ethereum or BTC right now because there's a lot of optimistic interest in both Ethereum and Bitcoin. Especially Ethereum is looking really bullish. So I wouldn't suggest shorting at Ethereum right now. Let's just stay with some much higher probability trades. So this is one I would be looking at is Fartcoin. Let me be clear with the trade analysis. We do have a breach of this trend line. At the same time, we do have some major bearish divergence that was forming right here, and it's been forming for quite some time now. So since this move, take a look, this is a bearish, kind of a bearish divergence, I would say. But what I'm looking at the moment is a retracement into this zone for a nice rejection back down all the way to this consolidation zone on Fartcoin. So this is what the market likes to do. It kind of just likes to bounce between certain areas of consolidation zones. So this could be a pretty good trade to look into to reach these levels, which is precisely why I placed this. Also, this is a minus 0.25 standard deviation from the Fibonacci retracement. So this is where I would be looking to add my short positions, and this would be my stop loss. This would be my take profit right here. So anybody interested in taking some potential trades, this is what I would leave you with, is a potential short opportunity on Fartcoin, right? This would be a good trade. We do have some good confluence to take this trade right here. Of course, please make sure you keep the stop loss intact. Do not move the stop loss because those are invalidations, and because we are in a bullish environment right now, the market could rip through and break the stop loss, or stuff where things could get a bit dicey if you do not set a stop loss, and the trade could run away from you. And it's better always to protect your capital and stay risk free, or at least minimal risk. So yeah, this is what I'll be looking at on Fartcoin. Let me just quickly go back to BTC. So this is what I was talking about, right? If you look at that, that's such an amazing confluence, such an amazing conviction at that fair value. We have already achieved a 1% move on BTC ever since we tapped into this 50% level on BTC. Really, really good response at this level. But at the same time, I would be looking to take a shot on BTC here because of this trend line breach. At the same time, we are looking at some bearish divergence. Then if I pull up the VWAP, this is an additional reason to start looking for some potential short opportunities because we are below the VWAP, right? And then looks like we might get rejected at the VWAP at 93,300 right here as well. This could be another zone where we might get rejected just right here. So yeah, just be aware of these certain indications of the price rejecting off of these areas, and of course, please set your stop loss to make sure that the price doesn't get away from you. Even if we start seeing some potential bullish momentum, then we can look for some potential long opportunities right here, because this range high would considerably shift into a support zone if we start trading above this, which honestly I don't think is going to happen because it's way too powerful right now. This range high, this is the first time that we are testing this range high as well. So just make sure you understand that that is going to be a very important fact, that we are testing this range high for the first time right here, the first time ever since we created it, right? So this range high has not been approached except for this time, which essentially wasn't completely tapped into, right? So we still hadn't reached this level ever since we broke down all the way. So this is the first time we are approaching this zone, this level of 94,000. It's going to be an extremely, gonna just put it in red just to make sure that this is going to be a massive resistance level. Just make sure you are aware of that if you're taking any trades. And yeah, I wish you all the best. And I will be back on the next one. This was a short live stream. I'm going to figure out the glitches and some technical difficulties that I was having on the stream. I'm going to clear all that up by tomorrow. So I will see you all on the next one. Hope you all have a wonderful rest of your evening or wonderful rest of your day, whichever part of the world you are from. And safe trading. I will see you all on the next one. This is Young Reach Capital coming to you live on 23rd April 2025. All right, I will see you all on the next one tomorrow at 7 p.m. Indian Standard Time, 9 a.m. New York Eastern Standard Time. All right, take care.